What's up, guys? So we've got some pretty good support released for the other two gods. I'm quite excited about this because this tells me that Konami's definitely not done with any of them, and the support seems to be on the same level, if not better, than the support released for the Winged Dragon of Ra. So the first one is Thunder Force Attack. This is based on the SLIFER the Sky Dragon, and its effect reads as following. It's a quick play. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. It can't be negated, which is really nice. And then if you control a monster whose original name is SLIFER, destroy as many face-up monsters your opponent controls as possible. Then if it's activated during your main phase, apply this effect. Draw cards equal to the number of monsters destroyed and sent to your opponent's graveyard by this effect. Also, you can only attack with one monster for the rest of this turn. So this is a really cool card. The main weakness of this is it being attached to SLIFER, to be honest, but it's actually really nice. And one of the things that's interesting about this card, I'd say, is the fact that it lets you draw cards after. I mean, that's a really powerful effect. Now, in a competitive sense, it's unlikely that your opponent's going to have monsters on field in the first place and then let you get resources to summon SLIFER, and then you get to draw cards as well. That scenario is not amazingly likely, but it could happen, and you never know. They could release more support that makes SLIFER easy to summon, and they actually have kind of at the bottom, so you'll see. But in general, this is a really good card. In my opinion, it's definitely one of the best cards that the SLIFER, that the Winged Dragon, not the Winged Dragon, but the gods have in general. I really do like this card. So anyway, moving on, we have Godhand Crusher, Fist of Fate. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. It can't be negated. And then this is based on Obelisk Tormentor, as you can tell by the splash art. So its effect reads as follows. If you control a monster whose original name is Obelisk, negate the effects of one effect monster your opponent controls. If you do, destroy it. If you do that, negate the destroyed monster's effects. Activate effects from monsters with a destroyed monster's original name, and any effects on the field from monsters with a destroyed monster's original name. Then, if this card is activated during your main phase, you can apply this effect, destroy all spells and traps your opponent controls. So, again, this is an interesting card. It basically seems to be a kind of, that card is dead and not relevant anymore for this turn. That seems to be the point of this card. Yeah, just kind of instantly you can target a card your opponent controls and absolutely eviscerate it, which is kind of cool. It also destroys all spells and traps. That's more relevant in my opinion than the first effects, but it's still nice to have. Again, it can't be negated. I really like this whole kind of, normally I don't like cards being not able to be negated. I don't like that, but for the god cards I think it's acceptable. It's thematically relevant. It's how it should be, and it definitely does kind of do the job of kind of eviscerating one card and then destroying their back row. So against back row decks like Altergeist and Subterrors, this is actually a pretty cool effect, just because you're going to destroy your spells and traps they control and they can't negate that, and then you're also going to eviscerate whatever one monster they tend to sit on, which is nice. So I can imagine against Subterrors or something, you get to destroy that Guru that they have on field, and then you also get to destroy all spells and traps they control as well. That's pretty nice. But anyway, moving on, we then have Exchanging Souls. So interesting card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. During the main phase, tribute summon a divine beast by tribute monsters either player controls, but if you summoned it by tributing a monster your opponent controls, apply this effect. After this card resolves, you can activate a spell, trap, or card effect that is not a divine beast. So, and until the end of next turn. So this is a really good card. It's weird. It's in a weird position. So on one hand, I really do like the fact that it essentially allows you to get over anything. It makes it so easy to bring out your god cards, and you can pretty much get over anything. You're also remembering your tribute summoning, so you're not even locked out of things. If they have something like Christia on board or Vanity's Fiend, you're not locked out of bringing out your god monster, because you're actually just normal summoning over it, which is really nice. Now, it can be negated, unlike the other cards, but to be honest, unless your opponent has a dedicated spell and trap negate, they're not going to be able to do much about this, which is quite nice. Now, the effect locking you into this, it's not the best. I'm not happy about that, but I see why it's there. It would be pretty unfair if it wasn't, and it kind of forces you to use this in this deck. Otherwise, you can just see people playing cards like this just so they have more copies of Ra in their deck, or Sphere Mode in their deck. But all in all, it's a good card. Definitely going to be good for the god archetypes. We might see it splashed elsewhere. I don't know what people are doing with the Divine Beast archetypes at the moment, but in general, yeah, it's really going to help the god decks get to their win condition. Then lastly, this is just random, we've got the Relinquish card release. So we've got Golden Idol, it's 11-1 Dark Spellcaster effect monster. Once per turn, look at your opponent's hand, and then this card becomes Thousand Eyes Idol, so that's nice. We don't have to run Thousand Eyes Idol, that normal monster anymore. That's quite nice. Then if it's banished or sent to the graveyard by card effect, target an effect monster your opponent controls, equip that effect monster to a relinquished or eyes restrict monster you control, then the equipped monster gains attack equal to that effect monster's original attack while that effect monster is equipped to it this way. So this is basically facilitating that relinquished ritual monster. That was one of the problems before. You had to run is it the fusion or ritual? I think it's the fusion, sorry. The fusion, you had to run 1000 Eyes Idol, which wasn't nice. Now you can just run this instead. You probably still might run one for 1000 Eyes Idol. There's not really a risk in running it, especially because you can banish it from the graveyard as well. But it is nice to have a better version of it, and then also just facilitating the relinquish / eyes restrict playstyle is nice as well. I might actually release a profile for this deck because it is a really fun deck to play, and I do think as a going second deck it does have some potential. But anyway, yeah, that is the support released. I'm really happy about what Konami is doing so far with the new support. I definitely think it's going to be fun to play with. So guys, if you enjoy this, make sure to like, comment and subscribe. I'll talk to you all soon. Peace.